Alright, so they couldn't get this started, and they've been having some trouble starting this Honda Accord. This is a 2013. But if they continue to wait and turn the ignition to the start position, it will eventually start. They said it's been doing that for months, so now they can't get it started at all, so I'm just going to check it. I've already checked the battery on this, and I used a volt or a ohms multimeter, and we've got a 12.58, it's a little over 12.5 volts on the battery. So also the battery is new, within a few months. It's 2/24, so that's February 24th, and it is July the 24th, so they got 2 years to go on that battery. So yeah, it's not the battery, so we're going to try to turn it over again. So it's just a quick, all the lights are on the dash here from what I can tell. I'm going to take it out and then put it back in and do it again. It's 2 times. I don't know if taking it out is going to matter. 3. Okay, so yeah, it's not starting. So I guess it's finished now. I don't think it's ever going to start again unless we replace the battery or replace the starter. First thing we'll do is take the negative battery cable off the battery. Now we're going to have to do this underneath the car because there's just no way to get to the starter from the top. Starter's actually underneath this manifold here, down towards the unibody of the car. So yeah, we'll have to crawl under. I've already jacked up the car. Got some jack stands on each side. So get some cardboard or something to get comfortable and find the tools that I need. So here's the passenger CV axle. Right above it is the starter. Here's one mounting bolt right here. The other one is over here somewhere. We've got these 2 connectors, and can't really tell how to get to this, but this wire right here is connected, is on the starter, but I don't think it's one we need to take off, but we do need to remove it. So if we push up right here, how do we, oh yeah, and just slide up this way, then we can remove it. Be careful, there's a wire right here connected to it, and we don't want to break that, but I think we can just, okay, there we go, kind of got that. All right, so yeah, it connects over there. I'm just going to press down on the top of it. And pull it off. Try to get you a shot of that maybe. So I'm pushing down here, and then with my other hand or not with my other hand, but my thumb, I'm just pulling it off. So we've pulled it off. Okay. Hopefully you can see that. So we're off there. Alright, so that one over there, remember that one over there we just pulled off. Now this big one right here goes to a rubber boot at the top, and we need to pull that boot off. If we pull the boot off, there's a bolt under there, or a nut, I'm sorry, and we take that nut off, and then this should come off. This that wire there she'll come off. See, it's connected like right in there at the top. There's a boot. Let me see if I can get that boot off. Okay, so just grabbing the boot from the top. Alright, so just moving it out of the way so we can get to that nut. Alright, so now with that boot pushed away, you can see the nut, silver there, and we will find the socket for that. I think it's a 12 millimeter. Okay, so we have our wrench on that nut that's underneath the boot, and let me show you what that really looks like. It's going to be this right here. See, the boot goes over this and covers it here. That is the nut right there. Okay, so here is what we just pulled off the other connector. We pushed down and pulled it off. So hopefully that helps, because I really can't give you a good view up here. But yeah, I've got my wrench in place, so I'm just loosening the nut off. Really tight up here. I'm really not liking the way this starter is set up. It's pretty difficult, I think. So about ready to probably put my hand in there and turn it off. Alright, so just got the nut off. Alright, there's our larger wire out of the way. There's the boot right there. Okay. Alright, now we get the main mounting bolts off. There's one right there. We have the mounting bolt here on the bottom going into the flywheel or the crank or the block right here. This is nothing. Starter runs above that. Let me just show you this one. So yeah, here it is. So here would be the bottom one. Top one is actually a long bolt that runs over to here. So the head of it's like right up here. Let me show you. Right up here is the head. That is a 14 millimeter, same with the other one. So I've already loosened this one here. Yeah, this one here. It's not hand loosened, but I'm going to go for this one next. Alright, so here's the top one. I've got my 14 millimeter wrench on now. I've got it it's like a mount right here or something. I can't really get a ratchet on it. I'm going to try a little later, but I'll try to loosen this. It's going to be a really long bolt. It's got to be. Okay, there it is. Yeah, pretty long. All right, now we're going to get this one out. I still haven't taken that one out. That's just loosened, and should be able to pull the starter out away from the block. Great that the axle's right in the way. I'll probably do it from underneath the axle. got the exhaust pipe here. Anyway, I can see it loosening it. I can see the. I thought I saw the whole starter moving, but it's not. Yeah, it is. It is. See it moving? I know if it falls, it's not going to fall on me because the CV axle is going to catch it. Can I do it with my hand now, maybe? Ah, no, not quite. Alright, so I got me a long extension and have a little more room. Still not able to get that with my hand. Starter's just wanting to fall right out. Again, pretty safe here because I've got the axle there. It's going to block the starter from hitting me in the face if it falls. Alright, so you can see it's taking a long time. I'm just going to cut the video. You can see it's really loose here. It's just I can't turn this with my hand or my finger yet. Alright, so bolt just came out, fell out. Now I don't have a tripod, so I'm just going to push the wires out of the way, and I'm going to bring the starter over the axle, and I'm going to need two hands probably to do that. Maybe we'll see. Maybe I can do it. Alright, there you go. That's out. And here's our old Honda starter, OEM part. Here's our aftermarket. I think this is like $66. Seems to match up pretty well. So we'll go ahead and install this. That's where we'll be mounting the new starter. You can see the bottom hole there, bottom bolt, and then top one up there maybe. I don't know if you can see the flywheel in there, but yeah, we're just going to lay our starter in there and try to catch that bolt there, the bottom one, get it started, and then we'll send the top one through and try to catch it, and we should be pretty good on our way anyway. Alright, so here's what I've done. I've got the bottom one mounting bolt. I got the hand tightened, and then I put the long top bolt back in, or it's not in yet, but it's right there. Now there's no way I could not see where the hole was at, so I just had to feel it. Finally I was able to catch it, and I'm starting to, yeah, I'm able to start it with my hand. And like I said, I couldn't see to match it up. I put that bottom one in and got it snug, and it was, so that lined it up, I guess, with the hole. So I just put the bolt in and just blindly. And this is going to probably take a while. Okay, let me get our wrench. And I'm going to square it up with my other hand. We're going to tighten it. And it was on there pretty tight, both of those mounting bolts. So yeah, I'll do that. Okay, so here's that wire, the big wire that had that boot. I just pulled this boot all the way down, And see my connector there? That's going to go right on there, but it has to go, it has to be centered. Just like that. And then it has to be followed up with the nut. Is that on there? Yeah. And yeah, just pull the boot all the way back. Yeah, I've got my nut over here in a washer, and I'm going to put those on and get those started. Get that that nut started with my hand. All right, just hand tightening that nut. I'm going to put my wrench on and finish that up. I don't know if I said it before, but those two mounting bolts I've already got tightened down. I tightened those really tight because they were really tight when I took them off. So, right, so there's the boot. I've got the nut tightened, and I'm just going to take the boot and just push it over. You know, to seal it so that it's not going to get wet if you run over a puddle or something. So that's what we're doing there. All right, there we go. It's kind of forming back into place, so that's cool. Okay. All right, now last thing we're going to do is see the connector right there again. Well, there is the top. And I'll just slide it over there until it snaps in place. At least that's the plan, so let's see what happens. All right, there we go. So, should be good. We should be good. Give you a better view here. All right, yeah, so there's the boot in place. We've got the connector over here in place, just snapped in place. And we should be finished. We're going to try to start it up. This has been pretty difficult. Not a whole lot of room to work with under there. It's in a cramped place. One final thing, there is a little cap here that goes over. Now, we didn't take this nut off here, but you can take this off. I just couldn't get my wrench over. But if you take this off, you can remove this whole piece here. But yeah, there's a rubber boot here that goes over it to seal it from water. So I'll be putting mine on, and that's it for me. All right, yeah, I got that little rubber cap on. Putting the negative cable back on the battery. Sure it's nice and snug here. Yeah. All right. Let's grab our key. All right. All right, so here we go. All right, let's try to start this bad boy. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, I guess that's it for replacing the starter. 2013 Honda Accord. If you've never done it before, in my case, I've never done it before. Pretty difficult. Really takes about an hour. It took me probably 2.5 hours. Very cramped. But I think after the first time it would be pretty easy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, have a nice day. Take care.